Do you think it's possible we could convince the league to just not bother with the rest of the games for Arsenal? Can we just not play them so we can just entirely focus on the Champions League? It felt like we were doing that anyway today with that lineup. It's very obvious that the Champions League game against Real Madrid is the focus. We've gone to Everton for the last time at Goodison Park, which is, I think it's a great thing. Obviously, I know Everton fans are going to be devastated to be leaving. Exciting times ahead, but of course, leaving your stadium, Arsenal did it with Highbury. It's never easy. But from an Arsenal fan's perspective, I hate this fixture. I hate playing Everton away. And it's happened again. We've come away with this time a draw. At least it's not a loss. We like to lose this game, but it feels really crappy because pretty much the only real big chance they created was, the penalty. Genuinely, they weren't great, Everton, in attack. And I was expecting a little bit more from them, especially with the fact that we have big Gabriel out. First things first, Kivior, I thought actually did all right. He's obviously going to have to step up his game to play against the likes of Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo, Bellingham. Oh my God. Saying that out loud makes me so nervous. But was it a penalty? It was in this area of the box here. The foul definitely started from outside. It's kind of been dragged in with Lewis Skelly. And to be honest, when you watch the replays, if anything, I think Lewis Skelly is actually being held by, I think it's Harrison. So I am of the opinion that I understand why the referee's given it, but I also don't think it's a penalty. It's extremely soft. And this is another issue with VAR. Okay, without VAR, it's just a penalty and they give it. Okay, but with VAR, we're all watching the replays thinking, well, overturn it. It's quite clearly a soft penalty. It probably shouldn't be given. But they were never going to undermine the referee and make him look stupid. So why have it? What's the point? Clear and obvious is just, it's impossible. It really is impossible to sometimes dissect and extract from what's actually happening in real time and what the referee sees compared to what we see in replays. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Now, I obviously hate Tottenham, and I think it's hilarious what's happening to them. And Ange, big fan of Ange Postecoglou when he joined, and I think he's turned very sour, always looking down in interviews, whatever. But he did his interview after the Chelsea game, and I agree with him that VAR is just killing the game. And we might as well, at some point, just not have a referee, have the game refereed by AI at this rate. That's where we're going with this. It's just sucking the life out of football. And I've said it multiple times. For the benefits VAR offers, I think it provides too many negatives. The drama, the constant complaints, it's always a talking point, and it's actually just frustrating. And if it's brought in to make the game fairer, I'm not so sure we're actually getting a fairer game in general, because that was not fair. That was not a fair penalty. It just isn't. Down to interpretation, watch the replays, and the VAR room might have said this isn't a penalty, but they're not going to overturn what the referee's given because there is some contact. It's just completely pointless. So despite this domination, a much better expected goals than them, 14 shots. Again, though, 14 shots doing what? I mean, half of them are just pointless. But we really didn't deserve to lose this game, statistically speaking. But when you use these, when you watch the game, you would have seen that Arsenal were slow, lethargic, and very obviously focused on what's coming, and that's the Real Madrid game. I'm nervous. It's going to be a really tough one. And without Gabriel, I think it's going to be really, really tricky to keep them quiet. But I guess you could say crazier things have happened. It's possible. We can absolutely win against Real Madrid. So the lineup, obviously, we saw Sterling come in today, and I think it's very obvious that he was told he would only get half a game. It was about giving Saka just half a game today. So at halftime, Sterling was always going to come off, and maybe Martinelli was always going to come on in the second half as well. I don't necessarily agree with taking one area off, by the way, but this might have been a pre-agreed thing. It's about going into this Madrid game with our best players fully fit and ready to go, right? And Saka's been out for so long. It makes sense. So, okay, I get it. And Saka didn't really get much action in that second half, unfortunately. And we do need to talk about Sterling because for once, I actually thought he made a positive impact. He had a good few moments in the first half. He could have scored very early on. He provided the assist for Trossard and at times looked pretty good. So fair play to Sterling, and it's a shame that he couldn't get more minutes in today. I actually would have just kept him on. I don't see why we needed to bring on Martinelli and Saka at half time. I think giving Sterling another 15, 20 minutes wouldn't have been a bad thing. Marino up front. It was an interesting couple of weeks. Are we now going to be seeing Trossard as the number 9? Marino dropping into midfield. And to be fair, he wasn't bad today. He could have scored a couple of headers. I thought Jorginho was really average today. Really average. And to be fair, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I thought Declan Rice was average today as well. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. He was just there. I thought Ben White was impressive. With Timber, I think you get definitely a more consistent player with both defensive and offensive output. He's definitely more consistent in that regard. But what Ben White offers is obviously a bit more height, but it's the overlaps. And I know that Timber's been trying to do that recently, but down this position here where Ben White overlaps, seeing that a couple of times today did make me smile. It was nice to have Ben White back. So fair play to Ben, and I'm glad he's back because we might need him. I think some people would agree that potentially we could move Saliba into the left centre-back role and have White come in here and then Timber on the right side. So that way we're not playing Kivior, but I really don't think Kivior, excuse me, was that bad today. I just can't stop coughing, guys. It's never ending. I thought Raya had some really shaky moments today, getting caught outside of the box and then kind of like, oh, where's the ball? But one thing happened, okay, now O'Brien, it's weird he's playing at right back. He is definitely a centre-back. This guy is like 6'5", maybe 6'6", and he's playing at right back. It is funny, but good player, okay? Picks up a yellow card, fine. In the second half, Raya gets the ball in the box, and we're on the counter if he can just get the ball out. He sends it, he tries to kick it out, and he's basically shoulder barging with O'Brien because O'Brien's trying to put him off. Now, in a normal situation like that, if a referee sees it, more often than not, they're going to give a yellow card because he's interfering with Raya taking his kick while we're on the counter. It should have been a second yellow card, 100%. So when you look at the replay, for sure, O'Brien's being a nuisance. And okay, it would have been very soft to give a yellow, but the referee wasn't even looking. The referee decided to turn and just run back, not looking at what's happening. Such an important moment to actually have an eye on the goalkeeper and what he's trying to do. It was very obviously a big counter-attacking moment. We could have gone on to score from that. And the referee he didn't see it. I mean, what is that? I don't know. Martinelli had a great chance late towards the end of the game where Pickford made a save. Oh, and a quick word on Saliba, because obviously Gabriel's out injured, and that means the pressure is now on Saliba to take his game to another level. And Saliba's been fantastic this season, even though I would say Gabriel has actually been just slightly better. In my opinion, he's been our best centre-back. But Saliba today was brilliant. And it's not just defensively. His distribution, the way he gets the ball up the pitch, I was very impressed. So really, really good game from Saliba. And I should say, the goal from Trossard, I think, you know, we've conceded a penalty and lost 2 points because of it, right? Trossard scored his goal, fair play. But there was another moment. Was it this one, actually? It might have been this. Is that just a miss? I can't remember when it was. But he's definitely fouled. Okay, he's in their box. He's about to shoot. And he's trying to, like, you know, shrug off the defender. And there's contact there. There's more contact there than there was with Lewis, Skelly and Harrison, which resulted in a penalty. But Trossard is honest. He stays on his feet and he tries to get the chance. He tries to have a chance. And he's not rewarded. If he goes down there, it's a penalty. And I think sometimes, whilst it's dishonest and maybe a little bit shady, you have to do it. It's football, and it's exactly how Everton have got the point against us today by, I'm not going to say diving, because there is contact. It's just very light, but just going down. You've got to do it. Trossard had to go down there, and that would have been 2-0. Anyway, that is the end of this review, guys. Obviously, the league is done. It already was done, but for sure, it's 100% finished now. No chance. 11 points, and they've got a game in hand. What are we meant to do there? Absolutely nothing. So, obviously, this is it. I honestly would happily just give up the Premier League now. I'm sure we'll come second place. Obviously, that's going to happen, I think. Unless we went on to lose loads of games in a row. But we should get second place. And our entire season now relies on this Real Madrid quarterfinal. Hopefully we can pull it off. It would be truly, truly special. But it's a big ask.